Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mid-Atlantic Modeling League's Chaos Cup week number 3. It's the final game of the week, and it's going to be a real fun one today. We had one earlier this evening. It was Necro versus Dwarves. That was Necro versus Bash, and now we're going to have Necro versus Adge. Tonight, it's going to be the Discomancers versus the Wooden Men and Iron Trees. Ian versus S. Beaver. And Necro versus Wood Elves. Not so trusty matches. Thank you for the bits. Let's take a look at the standings before we take a look at these two teams. In Division A, currently in first place is BB Nuts Boliv Broncos. They're a Nurgle team. 2-1-0 is their record. They are followed very closely behind by Ajax's The Fishy Fiends, a Chaos Renegades team, also 2-1-0. And in third... Safety first. SP Beaver, thank you. Thank you for the bits. In third place, Kaleshi's The Birds of a Feather, an Elven Union team. 1-2-0 is their record. All three teams currently undefeated. And in Division B, in first place is Spire's Philosopher's Song, a Lizardman team. 2-1-0 is their record. There's a three-way tie for second place. Cobblestorm's Goner Gets is a Goblin team. They are 1-1-0. The Technobabble Link, that's my team. That's a human team. They are 1-1-0. And S. Beaver up tonight. Wooden Men and Iron Trees, they're in second place as well. Wood Elf team, 1-1-0 is their record. They are facing the Discomancers tonight. The Discomancers looking for their first win in this competition. And over in Division C, we have Glypheus's Odin. It's Snuffle. They're a Norse team currently in first place with a record of 3-0-0. Doug the Minotaur, with their win earlier this evening, are in second place with the same record, 3-0-0. The Dinnerbell Darlings is that team. They're a Dwarven team. And in third place, Cotton Kills Entanglements. Wooden Elves and Iron Ships. Thank you for the bits. Entanglements is an Imperial Nobility team. They are undefeated as well. 2-0-0. Look at this division. My goodness. All right, let's take a look at the home team first. The Discomancers. They're coming in at a TV of 1,025,000 gold. Full 11 players on the roster. Nobody's injured this evening. 2 flesh golems. Picked up a second ghoul runner. 2 ghoul runners and a werewolf. 2 wraiths and a bunch of zombos. 1 cheerleader. 4 dedicated fans, 2 rerolls. They're going to be up against this Wood Elf team tonight. The Wooden Men and Iron Trees, coached by S. Beaver, they also have a full roster this evening. No injuries, surprisingly. They have a TV of 1,070,000 gold. They have the Treemen, 2 War Dancers, and a whole bunch of linemen. 4 dedicated fans, 2 rerolls. How are these two teams going to play? We'll take a look at the visiting team first, the Wooden Men and Iron Trees. This is a Wood Elf team. You can see extremely fast team. The 2 War Dancers are an MA8. The Treemen, of course, very slow, but all these linemen, these are your linemen. They're an MA of 7. Strength is great. Edge is amazing. Passing's fine. And the AV, that's the weakness, right? These are a very brittle team, and they're a very expensive team. If I'm getting tongue-tied. If S. Beaver loses a lineman tonight, that's 70K. That's 70K that he'll have to pay to hire a new one. That's very, very expensive. These 2 War Dancers, however, are the stars of the show. As rookies, they are Blodgers with Leap and MA8. They are phenomenal. He's picked up Tackle on one of them, so that's going to negate the dodge skill against those 2 ghouls on the opposing roster. Does have the Treeman as well. He picked up Brawler here. Picked up Brawler, no doubt, because it's a primary skill as opposed to, say, picking up Block, which is a secondary skill and therefore would cost more. Wanted to get a skill in this Treeman ASAP and put it to use here this evening. Brawler, you've heard me refer to it as the poor man's Block. This lets you reroll 1 both down result. So he can put that to good use as he has this Treeman trying to block down the line, trying to hold the line, trying to be an anchor for the team, a pivot for the team. Has Mighty Blow on this player as well. Mighty Blow gives him a +1 to his armor or injury roll. Has Stand Firm, this massive strength 6 tree could just stay right in place and again be that anchor for the offense. The thing is, it's an elf team, right? They don't necessarily need an anchor on the roster. They can score however they want, whenever they want. They can run, they can pass, they can wait till turn 8, they can score on turn 2. Lots and lots of options on offense, and that means it's going to be very tough to stop this offense from scoring. On defense, that's where this team's going to have a little bit of a trickier time. They do have 2 Blodgers, of course. One of them has the tackle skill, but Remember, in order to leverage tackle, that War Dancer needs to be marking somebody. And if that War Dancer is marking somebody, he's going to take a block. And if he takes a block and gets knocked down, I can almost guarantee that War Dancer is going to get fouled. These are so important to the roster that if a War Dancer is knocked down, I bet Ian's going to go in for the foul and try to remove one of these War Dancers. The Discomancers, the Necro team, they have a lot more skills on their players than the Wood Elf team. They have a couple of pieces that can keep up with the Wood Elf team. The Werewolf at an MA of 8. They have the 2 Ghoul Runners at an MA of 7. Their AV, of course, much better, save for those ghouls. One of these ghouls, Lafreak, the number 3 Ghoul Runner, is a blodger. That means only the PAL's going to knock down Lafreak, unless, of course, that tackle player gets in and is able to make a mark on Lafreak, and then dodge isn't going to be in effect. The Werewolf has that claw. The claw is not going to be in effect unless it goes against the tree. I doubt that's going to happen, but anything can happen, right? You have to play the turn that you have to play the state of the game at the time you're playing your pieces. He has the 2 wraiths as well. They have sidestep, block, and foul appearance. We've seen already in this competition how much of a nuisance these players can be. MA6, they can get to where they need to be. They have block, of course. If they're taking a block, they're just putting themselves wherever they want to go. And of course, foul appearance can eat up that blitz or even a very important block. So very, very important I was going to say nuanced pieces. I guess they're kind of nuanced, but nuisance pieces. The Werewolf does have Frenzy. That's going to be much more important in this matchup, I think. Trying to get those pals to knock down a player and get the removals. Really, the Discomancers are going to be looking to remove as many players as possible. We're going to see probably a lot of elves removed from the pitch tonight. Beaver needs to keep enough elves on the pitch to score and then hold the opposing defense from scoring. I think that's going to mean that the Wood Elf team is going to be on defense to start. If the Wood Elf team wins the coin toss, it is. If not, they're probably going to be on offense to start, and that's going to work very much against the Wood Elf team, in my opinion. And that's because if the Wood Elves start, then they're going to score. They're probably not going to stall this out until the end of the turn, and that's because of these 3 players right here, the 2 Ghoul Runners and the Werewolf. They can apply early pressure behind the offensive line and try to force the score. And if they can force the score early, if the Discomancers can force the score early, then that means that the Discomancers have an opportunity to hold on to that ball for the rest of the game. They'll have whatever's left in the first half to score, tie it up at 1-1. They'll be on offense in the second half. Then they can keep on going. There's probably going to be a few Wood Elves removed at that point, and then they'll try to score in turn 16 and win with the 2-1 grind. I think that's going to be the strategy for the Discomancers tonight. Not a lot of rerolls between these 2 coaches, just 2 a pop, and that's going to be a factor here tonight as well. I think both coaches want to be at least they want to be about 1 more reroll, I think, before they start to feel fairly comfortable. Clear skies for the evening. SB Beaver, not so trusty patches. S'mores Dragon, welcome everyone to the stream this evening. Beautiful pitch to be playing this game this evening. All the players have vanished. Oh no, there's a wizard in the stand after all. They've disappeared, all the players. So 45,000 gold in petty cash going to the Discomancers. Let's see what they've picked up shortly. Here's the coin toss. Woodmen and Iron Trees 1. I imagine they're going to be on. They're on offense to begin. Wow, they're on offense to begin. Columns for this defense. They're giving up these sidelines against this offense. 3 on the line. Wow. So the Discomancers with that 45K picked up 2 coaches. So that's going to help them on the Brilliant Coaching Kickoff Event table. If they win that kickoff event, they'll pick up an extra reroll. Defense giving up these columns, but remember, or not giving up the columns, giving up the sidelines here. But remember, they've got these very fast pieces here in the secondary. They also have, as a left middle linebacker, Lafreak, the Blodger Ghoul Runner. All three of those pieces can keep pace with these Wood Elves. Here's the kick. No kicker for either team. So the tackle Blodger, Ash, the number 3 War Dancer, up just behind the line, behind the right guard. Here's the kick changing, whether it's going to be clear skies. Still, the ball's going to be kicked back to the 20-yard line. And turn 1 underway here in this final game of week 3. 9 weeks in regulation in this competition before the cut to not top 4, but the cut to top 8 this season. All of our open cuts will be to top 8, so there's twice as many opportunities to try to make it in, into the playoffs of the competition. 2-die block by Fram, the number 1 tree here. Got a pal, +1 to break armor, so it'll be an 8+ to break armor. We're going to bury Gib. And there's the armor break. And a KO. 1-man player advantage for this Wood Elf team on the very first block of the game. Can't ask for a whole lot more than that. Second block here on the right defensive end gets a push. Push on the left defensive end as well. All the blocks have been taken. Still has a blitz on the table. Where might this blitz be coming? With all the pushbacks, this blitz will have to be a mark by one of these elves. And I imagine. Well, no, I don't imagine. Looks like he's going to take it here on number 11. So 2-die blitz on number 11. This will work out due to the block skill. No armor break here. Moves the War Dancer back to safety. Number 3 War Dancer, the halfback on this roster. 2+ pickup. Edge of 2+. All these elves, even the linemen, they can do it all with an edge of 2+. They can pick up the ball. They can catch the ball. They can throw the ball. Every single one of these players, other than the treatment, of course, so versatile. That's what makes them so good. They're just so fragile and expensive. Turn 1 for the Discomancers. Talked about how in the game earlier this evening, how there were just 2 effective ball carriers on the Necro team. That was the Goodest Boys Strike Back. That was the Werewolf and the Ghoul Runner. You can see Ian here picked up a second Ghoul Runner. And so there are three ball carriers. It gives this team a little bit more breathing room. Blitz by the Wraith on the right side. Gets a push out of this against Jack, the number 13 lineman. Remember, these Wraiths have a foul appearance. I think they look lovely. But foul appearance means that if you take a block or a blitz against them, you have to roll a d6 first. If you roll a 1, you've lost your opportunity to block or blitz them with that player. And of course, if it's your blitz, you've lost your opportunity to blitz at all in the turn. It's your one of your once per turn actions. See down here, there are 4 once per turn actions in the game. You have blitz, you have fouling, you have passing, you have handing off. You can do each or all of those once per turn. 2-die block here in turn 2 for Wooden Men and Iron Trees. They're going to get a POW again, but no armor break this time. Continue to move this tree forward. These trees are very, very, very slow. In fact, they are so slow, if they get knocked down, they don't get to stand up for free. They have to roll a die first. On a 4+, then they can stand up. Normally it costs 3 MA to stand up. They don't have enough to stand up. That's why they have to roll the die first. 2 die blitz on cool with cool without the gang. gets a push out of this. Number 4 in his solo career. Ball carrier is going to move forward to the 4-yard line. I think this Wood Elf. Yeah, I think this Wood Elf team really wants to spread out. They want to spread out the opposing team. The opposing team, the bashier team. Typically, the opposing team will be the bashier team. And by spreading it out, they're preventing the opposing team from picking up assists, crucial assists, to get those 2 die blocks, or maybe even more. Say with the werewolf here, with Frenzy, we're typically looking at 4 dice, maybe even 6. Turn 2 back to the Discomancers. Mark taking over on the left side here of this protective offensive unit. Disco Stud, the number 2 Flesh Golem. Takes the mark. These Flesh Golems with the strength of 4. They also have Stand Firm. If they get blocked and they get pushed away, they can actually stay right where they are. 2 die blitz by Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo. Gets a push on Aspen. Floats the Wraith back behind the Flesh Golem back to safety. I am very surprised. Very surprised that this Necro team hasn't been applying pressure behind the cage. It is a tricky calculus to make, right? We've been talking about how they have just the 3 ball carriers. And so throwing them out there to get beat up can be risky. But without putting the pressure on here, what the Wood Elf team can do, they are not doing it, but what the Wood Elf team can do is they can just retreat. And this could be how they stall this out till turn 8. S-Beaver is continuing to engage here at mid-pitch, however. Repositioning the defense here, and now turn 3 back to Wooden Men and Iron Trees. Another 2 die block by the Treeman. Gets a pal. 8+ to break armor. There's the armor break. Oh, it's going to hurt. Yeah, there's the removal. Well done. 2-man player advantage now for the Wood Elf team. Two marks on Disco Stud. The blitz almost certainly going to be against this number 2 Flesh Golem. It's a 10+ to break armor. Oh, look at him showing off. Look at him showing off. Yeah, you showed off a little too early, Disco Stud. Pal knocks down the Flesh Golem. Plenty of movement left by the War Dancer. Remember, a blitz is a block and a move all in one activation. So you can block at any point during your movement. War Dancer with an MA of 8 has plenty of movement left. The only real catch is that the block counts as 1 point of movement when you take a blitz. It's also something to watch out here for the Werewolf because they have Frenzy. They must follow up. If that follow-up would be a rush, they've got to roll for that rush. Two-die block against Andy Gibb, the number 10 zombie over on the right side of the line here. Gets a push out of this. Pushing back the Necro team. That'll be the end of the turn. Turn 3 now for the Discomancers. Just good dodge here by Cool without the game. Takes a mark here on Makia over here, the number 8 Wood Elf lineman, to negate that assist so that Disco Stud will be able to take the block on Katsura here, the number 12 lineman. And now that pressure is coming in on the right side here. You can see Pup Funkadelic, the number 5 werewolf, starting to apply some pressure here on the right side of this offense. Great formation here by Ian. You can see Ian has this strong defense on the right side here. These elves probably going to shoot away to the left. That means the defense needs to be able to contain them as they start to run forward. There's this contingent right here. 1 die blitz on Juniper is going to work out due to the block skill. Very well done. Yeah, can't follow up because that was a both down result. Failed the rush here. Spends a reroll. There's a mark on the ball. Very well done here by Ian. We talked about how that pressure could force the score in here, and Ian kept that formation intact. Started to apply the pressure here, and now has a mark on Hemlock, the ball carrier. Hemlock's going to blitz away. This is a big annoyance with these wraiths, right? Typically, this War Dancer is going to want to blitz away. But if the War Dancer fails the foul appearance roll, that's going to be a big problem, and Woodman and Iron Cheese would have to re-roll that. It's just more dice that your opponent has to roll. Freeman moves forward 1 more space, takes a mark on Cool without the gang. That's the number 4 Ghoul runner in the safety position. Minute 10 seconds left on the clock. Woodbin and Iron Trees trying to decide where they're going here. If they're moving to the left, they're dedicating themselves to the left. They could get a little bit of a head start on this defensive team. They could also funnel in a bunch of elves. They could move the ball down this way, but not too far. They could funnel in some elves here to cover, but not too much. If they do that, they're now looking to score before the half is over. $20 seconds to go for Wooden Men and Iron Trees. Very important turn forward here. Two-plus dodge, not going to take that. Not going to take the blitz. 2+ dodge over in the left wide zone. Here's the blitz on LaFreak. That's a both standing result. The reroll's going to almost certainly be spent here. The Blodger Ghoul runner staying on his feet. Woodman and Iron Trees on the bonus clock down. No, took the both standing. We'll take another block with number 8, it seems. You get 7 minutes, 30 seconds on the bonus clock for the entire duration of the game. Just in case you need a little more time than the 2 minutes on the turn clock. There's the 2-die block. That's going to push away LaFreak. Needed that push. 2-die block on Disco Stud will be a push as well, but he's going to stay right where he is with Stand Firm. Final third of the first quarter coming up. The Discomancers on defense. Applied the pressure here on turn 3, and now you can see this Wood Elf team felt they had to shoot out to the left. And now this defense can cut off the 3 elves here. Maybe even cut off this treeman. In fact, I'd say the treeman already cut off. I don't know if they're going to cut off the cool runner. And then try to hold this to a 6-man contingent where they can recover this ball and perhaps score. Funkadelic scurrying back into the safety position. He needs to be ready. He needs to have that advance so he can go after the ball carrier. Good 3+ dodge. Black cool without the game. He's going to get in on the ball carrier now. 1 die block on Makia. Gets a push here. Ooh, decides to follow up. So now, tackle zones everywhere for this War Dancer to dodge into, except the back left corner. Back left corner is still a 2+. This is a -1. That's a 3+. This is a 4+. This is a 4+. That's just on the natural roll. Of course, the War Dancer does have the dodge skill. He also have leap. 1 die block. Ooh, gets an armor break on number 9. Back behind the line of scrimmage. Gets a KO. Well done. Down to a 1-man player advantage now for the Wood Elf team. Now the Discomancers back on the bonus clock. Scrum starting to form here in the left wide zone, right at the line of scrimmage. Ooh, no, a skull will have to eat that skull. Gets stunned. Stays on the pitch. Turn 5. Second quarter begins here for Woodmen and Iron Trees. Defense has to be real careful here because if this offense can break away, there's not going to be a whole lot the defense can do. But again, if the defense can force the score with a few turns left, then the defense can try to score before the half is over, and then they'll be in real good shape for this game. There's that failed foul appearance roll. Birch tried to block Bulectric Slide, the number 6 Wraith, failed the foul appearance roll, and has lost their ability to block. This roll happens for every single player that tries to block one of these Wraiths. They're very, very annoying. In week 1, I went up against this team, and I lost a blitz to a Wraith. Yeah, they're a lot stronger than I first gave them credit for. Good handoff here to Ash. 2+ handoff to the Warden. All the handoff is a catch roll. So no marks on this ball carrier, and it's a 2+, and now this ball is going to shift back to the right. Retreating back to the 6-yard line. El Numerino, welcome to the stream. El Numerino says, with the Wraith having sidestep failing a hit might be an advantage for the Wood Elves. Indeed. I have news for you, El Numerino. I think you will appreciate this. I went to the game store today, and I bought a board game. Do you want to know what the name of this board game is that I bought, El Numerino? It is called Masters of the Universe! The whole shebang, except for the plastic terrain. Yeah, I got it. It's got He-Man, Skeletor. I've got She-Ra. Oh no! Oh no! Failed rush by the Treeman. You bet, you bet. Yeah, I've got to read the rules first, of course, but absolutely. I don't know if I caught this replay. Failed rush here by the Treeman. Big knockdown. Big knockdown here. And now the Discomancers can really get their pressure game working here. Dice on the ball carrier. Turn 5 for the Discomancers. Elder Bruno says, you said plastic terrain. Is it like Harriscape? I don't think so. No, I think it's just like decorative. Like they have a plastic Castle Grayskull, which looks dope. It looks great, but it's so big. I don't want it. Like there's still like a cardboard piece for it, like a flat piece in the Grayskull expansion, but I don't have the actual castle. And then they have like armory, like I don't know what you'd call them, shelves, you know, like little decorative pieces. There are like hills and stuff, but I don't know if they have any game mechanics tied to them or not. Well, they don't individually have game mechanics, but I don't know if I imagine they replace like game terrain tiles. Here's the blitz by the werewolf. 2-die blitz on the ball carrier. This is not going to work out. We'll get a frenzy follow-up out of this. And another push. That's fine. It's going to push the ball carrier back one more space. Bad Dog, welcome to the stream. Bad Dog says, by the power of Grayskull, I have the power! Push on the left sideline here, trying to set up a surf on Hemlock. Blitz already spent. Hemlock almost certainly going to try to dodge the safety here. Turn sex. I hope that's not the turn. I don't want to see that. Turn 6 for Woodmen and Iron Trees. So something to understand here with this tree. If a tree ever fails to take root, they'll be rooted in place. They can't move for the rest of the drive unless they get knocked down. Then they're no longer rooted. Two-die block over on the left side here. Hemlock on the blitz is going to try to push Disco Stud away, but of course Disco Stud has stand firm. Gets the knockdown on the reroll here. Good stun. No more rerolls for Wooden Men and Iron Trees. They can move forward, they can move backward. Plenty of movement left with Hemlock, and there they go. Gonna move forward and take a mark on Cool without the gang. I think this means Ash is gonna try to move back to the left here. There it is, good 2+ dodge. Hands off to Makia. Good handoff, 2+ handoff. And now this number 8 lineman gonna move down pitch. It can be real easy for these War Dancers to steal all your SPP. Well, not super easy. Not like skink easy. But it is good to try to get SPP spread out across this team as early as you can. The more skills you have on the pitch sooner, the more return you're going to see for those skills, right? The more, if you get blocked, say, in week 3 on someone in the first competition of the season, you're going to use block 100 more times, right? As opposed to when you say pick up block at the very end of the season, you get to use block 3 times. So you get more utility out of it the sooner you get it. Very good stun here on Cool without the gang. Big stun. One of those fast pieces now removed from the pit, or removed from the drive. Turn 6 now for the Discomancers. Now the Discomancers, very, very effective pressure here, but now they have an important turn coming up. Oh, failed the 3+ dodge here. Has to spend the reroll. Takes a mark behind Makia, but Makia is still with the 2+ dodge away. Is this going to be a Lafreak blitz, it looks like. Not when you fail the dodge. Big turnover for the Discomancers. Wooden Men and Iron Trees not out of the woods yet. Turn 7. Almost certainly a blitz on Buraken 2. Electric Boogaloo, the number 7 Wraith, marking the ball carrier. There's that blitz. Got through foul appearance. Gets the knockdown. Very well done. This is going to free up the ball carrier. Now the War Dancer has lots and lots of movement left. Got to set up some tackle zones here. Now the Machia going to move down pitch. It's going to be safe for at least a turn. Very hard fought offense here for this Wood Elf team. And they haven't lost too many players. They've only lost one player to a KO, I think. Yeah. So not even a permanent removal. No Kaz. Kaz, by the way. Kaz is short for casualty in this game. When you block a player, you roll some dice. That's the dice with the pictographs on them. The little starburst and the exclamation point in the skull. You'll roll those dice. You roll a certain amount of dice depending on the strength differential between you and the player you're blocking. The higher the strength differential is in your favor, the more dice you roll, up to 3, and vice versa. If you knock down a player, then you have to do what's called an armor break. So for the War Dancer here, you can see that's that AV value. That stands for armor value. Armor value of 8+, means that if you roll an 8 with a 2d6, with 2 6-sided dice, if you roll a combined sum of 8 or higher, you have broken their armor. At that point, you roll 2d6 again, and you roll on a chart called the injury chart. And that will, if you break armor, that will result in either a stun, a knockout, or what's called a casualty. And if you roll a casualty, oh, got a skull here. If you roll a casualty, you roll on one more chart with a d16, and that's where you determine any sort of permanent injuries or death. Oh no! Pump Funkadelic. Boy. Pump Funkadelic. Double skulls. Oh boy. Gotta remain on the pitch. And now another, yeah, well done. By a little bit of showboating by whoever was just off camera there. 1-0, Woodman and Iron Trees take the lead. Discomancers get back their 2 players. Does the KO come back? He does indeed. Full rosters for both teams. Who was that in the corner showing off? Was that Ash? Look at him. Look at him flipping around. One turn left unless there is a timeout in this first half. So all these elves, a little out of position here. 3 on the line. All the elves are going back to the end zone to defend the end zone. Really, to keep themselves safe. Iron Cynic, welcome to the stream. Yeah, Iron Cynic said last turn, time to get all your elves out of harm, indeed. All right, setting up these elves on the 20-yard line. They're a little forward here. Maybe he feels he'll need to get them into play. Eight on the line for this Necro team. Is the werewolf not on the line? Oh, there he is. Yeah, the werewolf's on the line. Hoping for a timeout. If there's a timeout, there'll be an extra turn and a half, and that'll give the Discomancers an opportunity to score. Nope, it's an officious ref. And he doesn't like Hemlock. So he knocks out, or he stuns Hemlock. Final turn of the first quarter coming up. Some SPP and a pass for some more SPP as well. 4 ways to score SPP in the game. You can get 1 SPP for completing a pass. SPP are star player points. Those are the experience points for players in the game of Blood Bowl. If you complete a pass, the passer will gain 1 SPP. If you cause a casualty, you get 2 SPP. If you score a touchdown, you gain 3 SPP. And if you're declared the MVP of the game, you get 4 SPP. Double skull. That's going to be the end of the half. Let's see if Stan Alive stays alive. He does indeed. 1-0, this Wood Elf team. Woodmen and Iron Trees are in the lead. They're going to be on defense to start the second half of this game, and they are going to have all 11. A full contingent of Wood Elves. I assume that's Ian. No, that's not Ian. That's S. Beaver. There you go. You can see Ian in the picture-in-picture. Men and Iron Trees currently set up with a deep anchor. We got the 2 ward answers just on the inside of the anchor as the most protected pieces. That's what Trusty Patchy says. My dice be cursed with extra skulls tonight. Yeah, moving this anchor up forward a little more into a standard anchor. And now the Discomancers to set up their offense. 5 on the line. Remember, the Treeman has a mighty strength of 6. Typically, you're not tangoing with that Treeman unless you want the Treeman locked down. Yep, pulling the Wraith off the line. Arr, my dice be cursed. Here's the kick. No kicker on this team. Deep kick. There's the timeout. So 1 turn less on the clock now. We're going to start the half with turn 10. Very nice kick here to the 24-yard line just outside of the end zone. Cool Without the Gang's going to move back to mark the ball. LaFreak, the Blodger Ghoul Runner, will be the one to try to pick this ball up at the end of the turn. Two-die block on you. This is the left defensive end. Gets a knockdown here, looking for an 8+. Boy, still no armor break on these Wood Elves. The armor, the technology they have. Do they have shields? Do they have energy shields? I think they might have energy shields. I think that's in the rulebook. Have they just been working out? Are they're just real fit? Taking a mark on Birch, the number 6 lineman, the right outer linebacker. Here's the blitz with the Wraith. Two-die blitz. Got the knockdown here, looking for an 8+. Doesn't take it with the werewolf because it doesn't want the werewolf to have to frenzy. There's the armor break. Will it be a removal? No. Just a stun. Three plus on the pickup. Fails the pickup. Will let this rock. And hope it doesn't end up in the end zone. There it goes, one space forward. That's a turnover. Ball now on the 22-yard line. Turn 10 for Wooden Men and Iron Trees after the lost turn on the timeout. Two-die block. Oh no, Fram. Wow, brawler in use here. Rolls both down results. Gets to spend, gets to reroll one of those dice with Brawler. Got a POW out of this on Electric Slide. Needs an 8+ to break armor. No armor break by the tree. Minute 8 on the clock here. Woodman and Iron Trees on defense. They're in the lead 1-0. They have both of their rerolls left still. S'mores Dragon says so cute. Fram? Yeah, Fram's lovely. Everyone loves Fram. Fram always brings beer to game night. Fram's just a wonderful treat. In the summertime, Fram just sits there very still in his shade for everyone. Two-die blitz over the right wide zone. Gets a push here against Maurice Gibb. You'll often see these War Dancers with strip ball, but no strip ball on either of these War Dancers yet, so the Necro team doesn't have to worry about one of these War Dancers trying to be a cage buster. Turn 11 now for the Discomancers. Disco Stud, the number 2 Flesh Golem, moves forward to mark two of these Wood Elf linemen, the left outer linebackers here. Man, I went to my favorite hot dog place for lunch today. It was awesome. It was so good. Blitz by the Werewolf. Two-die blitz on Hemlock. Got the POW here. 8+ breaks armor. Claw not in effect. The armor's already an 8+, but breaks the... Oh! Broke the armor of the War Dancer. What a removal. Big removal here for the Discomancers. Hey Zig, welcome to the stream. Yeah, no Apo at all. Wow, the overlays are backwards. They gotta flip around. Let's fix that. There we go. Cobblestorm demanding death. Got pretty close to it. Ball's gonna move up to the 10-yard line now. Iron Cynic says that War Dancer's not throwing the ball anymore. No, he's not. Not with a broken arm. Sports Dragon says it would be hard to pick up a football with one arm. It is. It's a little difficult. Turn 11 now. For Wooden Men and Iron Trees. Here comes that treeman slowly spinning his way towards the ball carrier. S. Beaver thinking about the turn here and how this should go. Two-die block on Electric Slide. Gets a POW out of this. Looking for a 9+. Remember, Electric Slide has sidestep, so instead of getting pushed backwards, this player gets pushed into any adjacent space, and it's going to be Ian deciding the space, not S. Beaver. So you can see the Wraith Just casually sidesteps backwards. He's no quackadilly blip, that's for sure. What else? Starting to apply some pressure to this offense now. Very similar structure of this drive as we saw in the first half of the game here. We're here in the third turn. Granted, we had a timeout. Here in the third turn, now we're starting to see some pressure applied down the right side. Does this mean the offense goes left? But if so, this Wood Elf team has a significant speed advantage, so they're not going to be able to really fight their way out of that, I think. Knockdown on the blitz by Ash, the number 3 War Dancer. Plenty of movement left with this War Dancer. War Dancer moves in to take a mark on Grave Robin Gibb and Disco Stud. The 1-die block on Disco Stud. This will be a push. And of course, with Stand Firm, he's going nowhere. But now another 1-die block. He gets the knockdown there. I swear Ash did some sort of foul and joined in on that knockdown. Watch this knockdown here. Watch the War Dancer on the right. Minute 20 on the clock here. Turn 12 for the Discomancers. Probably playing for a draw at this point. Top 2 teams from each of the 3 divisions will advance to the top 8, as will the top 2 teams besides. So the 2 best third-place teams between the 3 divisions will also advance to the top 8. They will seed based on their competition standing, and it's a single elimination bracket to determine who will be the Chaos Cup champion. Cobblestorm BB says, tough to get that ball safe here. Yes, indeed. I agree. But in Nuffle, all things are possible. Good 3+ dodge to move LaFreak over to the right wide zone. Looking at another dodge here. Here it comes. Failed the dodge and was removed. Big loss here for the Discomancers. Dice on the ball coming up. Turn 12 for Wooden Men and Iron Trees. Fails this very necessary dodge. That was a 3+, but remember, had a free reroll out of it as well with the dodge skill. Now lost from these ghouls. Mark taken on LaFreak. LaFreak is a blodger only. Only a POW is going to knock this player down unless the War Dancer can get in on the block. Here it is, 2-die block. Whoa, whoa. 2-die block. That's going to be a push unless a reroll is spent. Pushes into another block. Currently a 1-die. .40 seconds on the clock. This is the final turn of the third quarter. No reroll spent by either coach. There's the one die. Got a push out of this. This will be a chain push. Good chain push here. Otherwise, if the ghoul was here, the werewolf runs away. The ghoul has that +3 dodge this way. Now, the ghoul is in a 4+ dodge this way. But I imagine there'll be a surf attempt. A little over 5 minutes on the bonus clock for Wooden Men and Iron Trees. They're in the lead 1-0. Two good dodges by Ash, the lone war dancer on the pitch. Good 2+ dodge by Aspen, the number 10 rookie lineman. Now, lots and lots of elves descending on this ball carrier. Turn 13 for the Discomancers. Lots of decisions to make here. Decisions of surfing. Is it perhaps a handoff? Mark taken. It's going to be a blitz with the ball carrier. Takes the blitz on Juniper, gets the knockdown. Follows up. Ooh, broke armor. Great armor break. Great armor break here for the Discomancers. So the Discomancers now, for the first time in this ballgame, they have a one-man player advantage. Plenty of movement left with Lafreak. Took the blitz, so it can't be a handoff. It's going to shift back to the left side here. Most of the defense on the right, but they've got plenty of movement. They can shift back to the left just as easily. Electric slide. It's going to move back to try to cover this ball carrier. And now 2-die block against Jack, the number 13 lineman. This will be a push. One die block on Juneberry. This was the player in danger. It's going to be pushed to the right. He said in danger of a surf earlier. It's going to be pushed to the right instead. And now that frees up for a 2-die on Makia. Gets the knockdown here. The werewolf's going to have to follow up. Discomancers on the bonus clock. They currently have a 1-die on Birch. They take it. They get a push out of this. Probably follows up here. Take a mark on that war dancer. Just make your opponent roll dice. That's what you've got to do. Especially against a high-edge team like this. 2-die uphill on Fram. Looks like it's going to be a push here. Another push on Fram. Fram would stand firm, of course. Trying to keep this tree from staying in the drive. This tree's got a number of blocks it can take. Oh, did take the 1-die on Jack here. I thought the tie-up would have been good enough, but decided to take the block. No armor break for either side. That's a turnover. Turn 13 now for Wooden Men and Iron Trees. I would have left that tie up. I mean, it's a 2+ dodge for sure, but that means the opponent has to dodge out this way in order to make sure it's a 2+. And you keep your zombies standing, which means your zombies not eating up 3 MA to stand on the next turn. But obviously, the Discomancers feeling the pressure of this Wood Elf team, trying to knock down as many as possible. Two-die block by Fran. Snuffing out of it. Gets a knockdown. It's pretty significant in this case. Under a minute to go here in turn 13. Discomancers with the ball on their own 6. Up against a very fast, very agile team. And does not have a significant player advantage this late in the game. It's going to be real tough to try to break through this defense. Both coaches still holding on to their rerolls. Very good reroll discipline. Not just reroll discipline, but good action order to ensure that they don't have to spend these rerolls. Failed the foul appearance on the blitz, and that means the Wood Elf team has lost their blitz for the turn. Tried to blitz, break into Electric Boogaloo. Failed the foul appearance roll, and then that's the blitz gone. Could have re-rolled. Oh, he did re-roll it. I was gonna say he could have re-rolled it. He did. Oh no, he took it with Birch instead. He didn't re-roll it. He took it with Birch instead. Got the knockdown here. Turn 14 for the Discomancers. This is a really good game right now. Defense just kind of staying in position, trying to cover the entire width of the pitch here. Waiting for the Discomancers to make a commitment. They go to the disco every night. You should have known there was no commitment there. It's going to move forward just outside the left wide zone. Electric slide, the number 6 Rave. Trying to set up a pocket of protection here for LaFreak. Tree doing a great job of tying up 3 players. Good 3+ dodge. And the ball's going to move up to the opposing 8-yard line. Oh boy, I wouldn't call it a safe ball, but LaFreak is a blodger. Sports Dragon says, is commitment to disco not commitment? You know what? I stand corrected. 38 seconds left on the clock here. It has been very much a chess match for the past 3 turns. Uphill block on Fram, desperately trying to free up some players here. Again, it's going to be a stand firm push. What's the push result? Tree stands firm right where it is. And now the 1 die on Fram finally got the knockdown here. No armor break, but it's no guarantee that the tree will stand up now. Also means the tree likely not blitzing. Good dodge by Pup Funkadelic, the number 5 Werewolf, to try to get ahead of this ball and get back into this drive. Turn 14 for Wooden Men and Iron Trees. 3 turns left for this defense to stop the score. 2 for the offense to try to tie this game. Oh, wow. Wow. The tree stands right back up like it's nobody's business. That's 2 now. Or they've succeeded on the stand-up roll. A mark taken on the front left corner of this cage. Yeah, lots of marks taken now. LaFreak currently in scoring position. 2+ dodge to a rush. That's a mark on the ball carrier, setting up for the 2-die block. 2-die blitz, I should say, by Jack. Here it comes. Needs a POW on 2 dice. Or on 1 of 2 dice. Gonna come around the left side. Here it is. 2-die block. That's not gonna cut it. Reroll's gonna be spent here. That is definitely not gonna cut it. Double skulls on Jack. Big stun as well. Good stun for the Discomancers. Turn 15 for the Discomancers. What to do? They've got an opportunity here. But boy, if they score this turn, 2 turns for this Wood Elf team, they could win it. And if they don't score, can they keep the ball safe? I'm not so sure. 2-die block on the number 12 lineman, gets a knockdown. Can't blitz with the ball carrier and score unless it's a bunch of wacky dodges. Is it going to be the 1-die on the tree and a rush to get the 2-die? I don't know. Is it just going to be a straight 1-die? Discomancers do have 2 rerolls left. Oh, you know what? It's just going to be a couple of dodges, couple of rushes. No problem whatsoever. 1-1 the score. The Discomancers get on the board here. Very well done. Hey, one of my favorite cheerleaders. Yeah! Hey, hey, hey. That's right. The camera's yours today. Yeah, let's go. You're a star tonight. 2 3+ dodges and 2 rushes. Ain't no thing. One the score. 2 turns left for this offense. Just 1 for the defense to try to stop this win. Elves down 2 players. Cool without the game, not coming back onto the pitch for this Necro team, so they're down 1 player. 1-man player advantage for the Necro team. 10v9. The War Dancer back to receive. A Blodger has tackle, and of course the fastest piece on the roster. Here's the kickoff. No kicker for the Discomancers. Oh, deep kick. Deep kick. Great kick by the Discomancers. 4 players here on the quick snap can move one adjacent space in any direction, so long as they're not currently marked. Very good kick. These elves are very fast, though. They're very fast. Elves are going to have to end this turn in scoring position. Turn 15. The ball graciously bounces 1 space forward. Wooden men and iron trees have to be able to score next turn. That means players need to be in scoring position. For the MA7 players, that's 9 spaces. That's there's 13 spaces between the line of scrimmage and the end zone. That means they have to be 4 spaces forward to score. They have to be here. Good ball pickup by the War Dancer. Going for the pass. The pass works out. That's a point of SPP on the War Dancer. Now the ball in the left wide zone. Aspen moving forward, now in scoring position. Cobblestorm, wow, that was a brave instant throw. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. That is belief in Nuffle. Passing the riskiest action you can do in the game of Blood Bowl, and just comes right out of the gate with that pass there before doing anything else there. Now the 2-die block with Fram, the Treeman gets a push. Cobblestorm says 5+ as well. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's belief in Nuffle. And now taking marks on as many players as possible, hoping to stop this score. Hoping to stop the score. Hoping to stop the blitz on the ball carrier. Knockdown on Maurice Gibb by number 13. One more player left to action. Failed the 2+ dodge. Probably not spending the reroll here. Yeah. Did spend the reroll. Spent the reroll, failed the dodge on Snake Eyes. Turn 16 for the Discomancers. Who can do it? Who can do it? Two players. Two players can score. Fail a 3+ dodge by the Werewolf. Here's the blitz. 2-die blitz. Gets a push out of this. Frenzy follow-up for the Surf. There's the Surf. Where's this ball going to end up? Great Surf here by the Wolf. 2 SPP on the casualty. The ball's still in play. The ball's still in play. Katsura, the only player who can score now. Blitz has been spent. Disco Stud can come in for the assist. Cobblestorm says, oh, I believe in Nuffle as well. I believe he'll do terrible things to me and my team. Oh, thank you, Iron. So you're absolutely right. Yeah, there's no SPP on the Surf. You're absolutely correct. Repositioning players. There's the assist for the 2-die block on Katsura. Is this gonna work out? 2-die block, that's, oh, takes the push. Oh, oh boy. Didn't spend the reroll, took the push on Katsura. Katsura can still score. Turn 16 for Wooden Men and Iron Trees. Can they win this game? They've got a little over 5 minutes to decide how to do this. Blitz to free up the ball. Double skulls, that's it! 1-1 is the score! What an end to this game! Oh, man. Whoo! Isaac says horrible. Man, oh, man. What a great game that was. That was a lot of fun. And so with that draw, Wooden Men and Iron Trees are going to claim second place all by themselves. They've picked up one more point here. Currently in second place in Division B here with a record of 1-2-0. The Discomancers in fifth place here. They've got 3 draws so far. Man, that was a lot of fun. As you can see, that'll do it for week 3. So starting tomorrow, week 4 will get underway. And coaches will begin scheduling their games for week 4 tomorrow. And when those games get scheduled, you'll be able to check out and get alerted to those schedules on our website at maml.club. That's MAML.CLUB. Here on Twitch and on our social media pages on Blue Sky, X, and Facebook. You can also watch previous games at our YouTube channel. Play Blood Bowl, man. This game is fantastic. You can play Blood Bowl via Blood Bowl 3 on Steam, the Epic Game Store, PlayStation and Xbox, and in tabletop form at your friendly local game store. Until week 4, everybody, of 9! And that's just the first competition of the season. Take care and enjoy the rest of your weekend.